Hello, VC, and Merry Christmas. Dave, the pickup artist, with you this evening. Let's see, we've got some pickups. We've got some Christmas-ish type stuff. Well, let's get right into it. Last week I was over near Wolfson Records, ducked in and picked up 4 records. He bundled me at $3, so that was pretty cool. First up, we got the Monkees, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited. And this has got one of my favorite Monkee songs, Pleasant Valley Sunday, on it. It's got a kind of a weird working title here. Now, apparently, the Monkees do play most of the instruments on this album. They've got a pretty good liner note thing. And it's on the Cold Gems label. It's a great album. It's great pop psych. Yeah, I like it. I like the cover, too. I'll eventually get all of their LPs. I almost spilled my eggnog. Next I've got The Graduate. I like to collect 60s soundtracks. And this is a good one, Simon & Garfunkel. And we've also got some, a little bit of jazz and some, I think there's some classical on here too, in between the Simon & Garfunkel tracks. Yeah. No. Not bad. These are all dollar pickups. The next one on my list was Justin Hayward and John Lodge. I had to take a double take of this. When I first saw it, I thought it was a Moody Blues album because of the cover. Is almost exactly like Threshold of a Dream and Seventh Sojourn. But yeah, apparently, like the band Yes, the Moody Blues also did solo stuff, and they did solo stuff together. But this is a very cool album, prog rock. We've got the inner sleeve of the 2 guys right here. Justin was a guitar player and lead vocalist, and Lodge was the bass player. A very cool front and back cover, too. This is on the Threshold label, which I believe around the time the Moody Blues were on the Threshold label, too. This is around the time that they had put out, the Moody Blues put out an album called The Seventh Sojourn, I believe it's pronounced. Very good album, and this is very good too. Prog, it does sound like the Moody Blues, you can't deny that, but it's very good. It was a good pickup. I like these guys. I love the Moody Blues. And this also came with a little cool insert. Still intact. It was still in there after all these years. They've got a couple other players on here. They've got a drummer, a violinist, and like Steve Howe's solo albums, they also have a kind of an orchestra. But, yeah, this is great to find. That was the 3rd one I found at Wolfson, and and Along Comes Mary, The Association. This is a very cool band. I love these guys. On the Valiant Records. Now this band actually has the distinction of being the first band to ever open a rock festival. And when I heard about that, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That can't be. And apparently they opened the Monterey Pop Festival in '67, and they were the first band on stage. And apparently that was the first rock festival ever. I did not know that. But the back cover is very cool. They had a couple of hits. Well, actually, they had several hits. 2 hits on here, and just a great band. I think they were part of the Laurel Canyon scene also. Apparently, there's they make an appearance in the Echoes from the Canyon documentary that recently came out. So, looking forward to seeing that. I haven't seen it yet. So yeah, that was 4 great records in pretty decent condition. Few small scratches on a few of these, but for $3, those are 4 great pickups. We're listening to the Ventures Christmas album. What they've done on this is they've taken kind of hit songs like this and turned them into Christmas songs in a Ventures type way. I love that. This is the first record I ever got for Christmas 40 years ago, almost exactly 40 years ago, was The Kids Are Alright. This, The Who, they put out a lot of, after a while they started putting out a lot of lame compilation albums and things like that after Keith Moon died. But this isn't like that. This is actually a soundtrack to a great documentary that they put out in, I think it was 79 or 80. And it's very good. It's a great album. It's got a kind of a top floater. Now it's kind of the sleeves are kind of themed to be like a film canister type deal. The movie was great. I definitely recommend the movie for anybody that's new to The Who that wants to find out about them, because it's just a really good documentary. It's got clips, it's got videos, their infamous Smothers Brothers appearances on it, and what I like about the album though is it's got a very cool booklet. Very extensive. Unfortunately, when this came out, it was around the time that they had the tragedy down in Cincinnati, which was about a 3-hour drive from where I lived. I was a little too young to go to Cincinnati, but had I been older, I might have attended that show. Now, apparently The Who are doing some sort of tribute concert for the survivors or the relatives of the victims of the stampede that happened. But it's a very cool booklet. Yeah, The Who, The Kids Are Alright. It's definitely worth picking up if you can find it. It's not one of their lame compilations that they had a habit of putting out every year. Apparently they have a new album out too. I'm a little iffy on that. Hey, look! It's a Christmas ornament with Janis Joplin. I don't know how I ended up with that, but it's cool. The next thing I have is Christmassy, and it's very cool. We've got the White Stripes, Merry Christmas from the White Stripes. This is a 45. They're handing out Christmas cheer, it looks like a lemonade. This is, I think, part of one of their clubs. I was a member of the club for a while, but I got out of it. I wish I would have stayed in it. But it's very good. It's a 45. And on side one, we've got Candy Cane Children, which is a rocker. Kind of a Christmas rocker. It doesn't sound like it would be out of place on the Elephant album. Actually, it's got his weird toy guitar thing. And on the back, we've got the duo. Jack White is reciting the story The Magi. There's 2 tracks on the back of this, actually. First is Jack White. He does the Magi spoken word thing. Then Meg White attempts to sing Silent Night, and she forgets the words halfway through and has to have help from Jack. It's kind of cute. Nice little Christmas deal here. Like to have that. There's a lot of those Third Man Records releases I'd love to have. One of the bands in Third Man is called Sleep, and they apparently got a live album that I'd like to hear. The last one on the list, I was out today, as a matter of fact, and hit I was in San Marco, and hit yesterday and today, and found a copy of The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. Now, it's a repress. It's the Atlantic label. But it was only $5, and I didn't have it. I like this album. Very good. One thing I didn't know about this, it was produced by Kit Lambert and Pete Townsend. Speaking of The Who, I did not know that. This guy's kind of crazy. He kind of reminds me of a dude, if anybody remembers King Diamond, who was a lead singer of a death metal band called, I think it was Merciful Fate. He's got kind of that vibe. But this has kind of got a lot of organ in it, and it's very good. He is actually still alive and still performing. He was on the Yes Festival that they did, I think it was 3 years ago. He performed with Carl Palmer. Carl Palmer was actually a drummer for this gentleman. And yeah, they had a festival. It was Asia, Steve Hackett, a bunch of prog acts, and he was there. I didn't see a review of it or anything or any pictures of it. So, but yeah, it's a great album. I picked it up and added it to my collection. And with that, I want to wish all of the VC a merry and safe Christmas. From Dave the Pickup Artist. I'll see you next year.